You don't know who Sandra Sully is. Can we do this? Everything's rolling.
Real talk alert.
Welcome back to Series 2, Episode 6 of Wheel Talk, the podcast all about EUCs and the community. We've got a jam-packed agenda today.
Lots been going on.
Oh, so much. We've
got
got
to talk about.
Yeah, loads to talk about, discuss, have opinions on. We've got Amy in the stock room.
Hey, Amy.
She's going to keep us honest. She's got her own camera, her own microphone. We've listened to your feedback. And we're going to try this one with no background music as well. Steve may do some beatboxing halfway through. Boom, boom, boom. We'll see how it feels. You know, we're going to go for the vibe. So yeah, big one today. We're going to... I'll go through the agenda really quickly. We're going to look at some community news. Look at a couple of things that I've handpicked. One local, one international. We're then going to talk about... I'm looking at my agenda. The Falcon, so we just had the Begode Falcon arrive at E-RIDERZ. We've got them in stock ready to go. We've taken one out of the box and we've been playing on it. But we've also seen some international reviews, which we'll look at and just spend 5 minutes, 3 minutes talking about their findings and see if we agree with it. We don't have that many kilometers on it yet. We're then going to talk about just current stock because we have a lot in stock right now. So we want to make sure that potential customers, riders, members, whatever it is, they know exactly what we've got. That'll just be a run through the list. We'll have a talk about a really cool initiative that Amy came up with, and it's going to be basically helping the community get their wheels for a little bit cheaper. We're not talking anything silly like half price, but we're going to be introducing up to $200 off some wheels and a little bit less for less expensive wheels. Side note, it's super windy here today, so you may hear the door. You may not. We've got chilly. We've got pretty directional microphones, but if you hear loud bangs, Amy hasn't fallen off the seat. It's just the roller door banging in the wind. And then lastly, we're going to look at, do a spotlight on all the wheels that have been released in the last 4 weeks.
There's a bunch of them.
There's so many. Especially this little thing behind Steve.
Yep. The
E20. This is, now I know purists are going to hate it. We'll talk about that when we get to it, but it is such a fun one. I've been using it as like a warehouse buggy. Like going around, picking stock, you can go up skinny aisles, reverse out. We'll get to that.
It's a bit of fun.
Exactly. So, what did I say we're starting with? Community news.
Community news.
So the first thing I want to talk about, and I just want to, raise attention to this video. You may have seen it, you may not have. One of our customers over in Perth, his name's Michael. He has a Begode Extreme, and I'll play the video, and we can comment on it. He has altered and fitted a Australian Stock Saddle, so a proper horse riding saddle, to his wheel.
Extreme.
Yeah.
Begode Extreme.
I don't think you've seen the video. You may have, you may not have.
He's been telling me about it, in the past.
Yeah. Of course, we're having technical difficulties. Let me just copy and paste this. It should work, but it's not. Now, I watched his video and he seemed pretty pleased with it. His initial comments were it feels a lot heavier, which obviously, I think he managed to strip it down to about 5 kilos. We're just going to get rid of the volume because you'll hear the volume on the footage. So you can see there he's mounted a little foam pole at the front. He's got his, I guess that's his phone, so he can see the screen and everything. But that is a proper Australian stock saddle. Now, this may have been done somewhere else before, but I think this just sort of screams to the Australian ingenuity about people, altering their wheels and so on.
Michael really enjoys I guess you could call it outback riding. He'll ride anywhere, and he was telling me months ago about how he had these ideas for the saddle mounting on, and he looks like he's already pretty confident on it.
Exactly, it's just such a fun idea. It's something different. I mean, it's not going to be for everybody. I think even he himself says it's it's a little bit harder to handle when you're standing up. But as the viewers can see and as we can see, it's something different, right? It's bringing a change to the norm, which is really, really cool.
I don't think anyone else has ever done that in the world. So
well, maybe they have. If they have, comment below. Show us a link. I'd love to see it. What's he saying there? Like riding a Harley after riding a scramble bike. Okay, so we're going from being super nimble, lightweight, and easy to control to being a bit heavier, a bit more slower on the turns. I guess he means by that. I haven't got the volume up. I'm just guessing. Now we met Michael in Perth. He came to ERL Mega Fast Race Day. He tried your Extreme, right? Because you're the Begode Extreme there.
Yeah, we did.
And he loved it, and I think he ordered one the next day or 2 days later. He's been riding it ever since. So obviously having fun, but obviously wanted a bigger seat. The next thing, right, community news. Now we're going international. Michael, thank you for making that video.
Yeah.
We do really love seeing videos made, especially in Australia. If you've got or you want to shoot something, make sure you send us a link. Reach out to Amy at hello@eriders.com.au. We'll feature it on the upcoming episode of Wheel Talk. Now, the next one. Now, this is, I think I showed you a snippet of this, but I just want to highlight how jealous I am of the racing league in Spain. Now, this came up as a recommended video last week, I think it was. Zen Lees, he's not racing in this one because he's busted his shoulder. He had a wipe out from a low...
This is the race where he...
This isn't the race where he fell off. No, this is one where he's actually filming. But I just want to point out, and I want ideas, I want feedback from you or from the viewers. How can we make, and I'll just put the footage over the screen while we talk. How can we make, oh, there's the accident right there. That's him falling off with the, I think he said he had low tire pressure on his, tire pressure and just dug in. How can we get this sort of race event happening in Australia as far as off-road? Because you can see there's teams involved. Like, these aren't individuals. These are guys who are sponsored. They've got, like, they're all wearing racing colours. Now, we've got our E-Rider jumpers. We look after some riders at events. But this sort of race, I think, would be huge here. Obviously, you have to worry about insurance and medical bills and all that sort of thing.
I think that's, yeah, those are some of the hurdles to overcome. I think these are the sorts of things that, oh gosh.
Yeah.
It's hectic.
It's really hectic. I'll see, now I'm going to have to match that footage up to when we go, otherwise it won't make sense.
Oh, okay, true.
All the extra work.
Yeah, these guys have got, like, dirt jumps. It's almost like a flatter BMX track.
Yeah, with just little, what do you call them?
Yeah.
Jumps. There's a proper word for them.
Yeah, there's plenty of dips and jumps in there.
But you see these guys get on the corner, these guys and girls get on the corner, and they are just so confident. They're just picking a line and sticking to it, like legitimate racers. They're not looking behind them, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to worry about the person behind you. The person behind you worries about you, and they're just gunning it. Like, look at this.
Yeah, I think I think insurance would be the trickiest thing to overcome, and I think that's where the Electric Racing League, does do some sort of off-road track, but this one is a much larger track than what we've ever seen them do before.
They're getting beeps. Like you can hear them getting beeps on these wheels.
They've got some really long stretches here. It's really just like a go-kart track that's off-road.
Yeah, but it's so much fun.
Yeah, that looks crazy.
Anyway, that's what I wanted to show you because I think that's really cool. Again, if you'd be interested in doing this, comment below if you think you'd like to do it. Just would gauge some interest, but it looks like a lot of fun.
Yep.
All right, Amy, what's on our agenda after that?
Falcon, specifically EEVEEs review and our own.
Yes. All right. So you may or may not have seen EEVEEs review. I'm just going to cherry pick a couple of bits in it because
we got the opportunity to open our Falcon on Friday, and
immediately pull the jumps out. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. We had a short live session there just to show off to everybody the Falcon.
Yep.
But yeah, I think EEVEEs, the general gist of their review is that it's an awesome, fun, playful wheel. They're doing all sorts of stuff with it, from jumping down,
pretty decent.
Gosh, where is that?
I would say.
don't know, but
yeah,
a bit crazy.
Well, they're in Vancouver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the title of the video, the most playful electric wheel ever made. So that's a big claim.
It's a pretty big claim.
That's a really big claim, but again, these guys have got way more kilometers on theirs than we do, so we don't know the limitations of it yet, and that's why I wanted to show this. There was they're
definitely putting it through its paces there. They've got it on like a BMX track. They've got it in the city area. They've got it all over the place. So,
but even that incline, they've got the street tire, and it still made up that dirt incline. It did spin out at the end, a bit of a rooster tail, but it still made it.
Yeah, look, a lot of the feedback that EEVEEs team have given on wheels has been in pretty close alignment with what we felt as well. So yeah, that's a good sign. They love the pattern and the links.
Exactly.
Yeah, so far from what I'm seeing, the Falcon looks like a pretty fun little wheel to...
Oh, and I saw that. I saw right along the edge of the water there.
Yep.
No, thank you.
Right on the lip of it.
And then really quickly, I guess our footage, as you said, we got ours on Friday. We pulled it out of the box. Steve got the initial ride. We did a little live on Instagram, like you mentioned.
Oh, yeah, and the boys got to jump on the ramp with it.
But you were really impressed. Like, I remember you were doing circles going, it does such tight turns. I was trying to follow behind you with the action camera, and my turn was about a meter wider than your turn. You know, I mean, we just saw the EEVEEs guy doing literally 360s on the spot.
And we've since also found that there's an extra set of springs in the box.
Yes.
So there's the orange springs that come mounted, and the black springs that are in the box, and that's basically tailored. The black springs that come separate are tailored for riders above 90 kilos.
So me.
So Scott did mention to me afterwards that he found that it felt like it was bottoming out a little bit, whereas I didn't notice that, and Lucas and Ken didn't.
No, their jumps, they didn't mention it once.
No, but they're pretty lightweight guys. So,
but we will have a full review out probably in the next 2 weeks. We need to just find the time to get out, hit the trails, do some city riding.
Yep.
I think Amy's going to be riding it for that one. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You didn't want one for the shop, right?
No, of course not.
Yeah, perfect. Right, cool.
So a really quick update on Amy. She is learning to ride. She's riding the Aiden XL. She has not ridden at our new site yet, but at the previous site she did do a street ride down some paths along the river. It was kind of forced, kind of not.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. So
A little terrifying.
a little terrifying. We just have to keep pushing her on safe wheels so that she doesn't have an accidental stack and lose her confidence. All right, let's move on. What's next on the agenda? So to close off the Falcon, they are in stock. We've got street tires, they're 50S. Both springs come in the box, and they are on pretty good price at the moment. But if you do want to pay EFT, that just saves us like money. Shoot us an email.
Yeah,
we'd be happy to
back to you.
And we'll be happy to give you a discount off the wheel if you're going to pay with electronic funds. So that's a option right there. What's up next?
What have we got in stock?
What are we going to stock? All right, so this is a really nice list. It's not as big as we both hope, but there are more wheels on the way already. So in the KingSong, as of right now, in stock, ready to ship tomorrow. We have KingSong 14Ds. We have 16Xs. They will go very quickly because the polo clubs just keep buying them up every time we get them. We have S16 Pros, we have S19s, and we have a couple of S22 Pro Pluses left. There's only 2 left of those.
Pro Pluses being the 50S model.
Exactly.
S22 Pro.
And they're still at the original S22 Pro price. You want to talk about the Begode?
Begode A2.
Yep. And the Begode A2 have street tire.
Begode A2.
Oh, no, they're gone.
They're out
sold
of stock
out. Oh,
now.
they just sold out. They've just sold out.
We've had a really unfortunate run with the A2. Every time we order it in...
Unfortunate. It's good for us being a retailer. It's unfortunate for the customers.
Unfortunate for the customers that are waiting for it to come into stock. At the moment, especially coming up to the move, now that we've moved, we can hopefully start to increase our holding quantity of each of the units. But yeah, every time we order them, by the time they get here, everyone's sort of ordered them. So there's none left.
Yeah, and it's just because we literally, at the old place, we didn't have space, but also it's the container. The containers are packed.
We have to
pick
and
make
choose
decisions,
which models go into the container so that we have enough of everything.
We can actually start taking 40-foot containers, which is really
We're also going to start restocking more of the entry-level models.
Yep.
So we're even going to bring back in some V8Ss,
V11Ys.
V11Ys, those sorts of models that are just a really great starting point.
Yep. InMotion, we've got the V12 Pro in stock right now. We've got the V14 Pro right behind me there in stock. V13 Pro. In stock.
V12 and V13
Pro. We've got
plus the V14 in
GB,
50 GB and 50S version.
That's right. And from LeaperKim, we have. Do we still have that Lynx left? Do we still have one? One. We've got one Lynx 66 50S. It has a street tire on it.
That's right.
So if you don't want street, we can do a tire change, but it's just we do have to work out a conversion to. We keep the new tire, we put the knobby on. A little bit of labour involved. So that's what we've got. If you want it, don't miss out.
One Extreme.
Oh yeah, one Extreme, yeah.
And one T4 Pro.
Oh, no, I've got that on there. Yeah, one Extreme.
Yeah, we just skipped after. Falcon.
And T4 Pro. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, Begode is Falcon, T4 Pro, Extreme Spring. Right, so loads. It's like if you can see behind me.
What have we got coming? We don't have that on the list yet, but there is E20s.
Well, that's down the bottom as one of you guys talk about. If you don't want to jump in, thank you.
We'll go in order.
Now,
I don't know the order.
All right, next thing I want to talk about is what I sort of hinted at the beginning was a way for customers to save a little bit of money, a little bit extra money. Well, I think, and I always have thought this since I started at E-RIDERZ, I think you are pretty generous with discount codes and looking after influencers and giving them codes, and they earn a bit of money for referrals and so on. And I think this was Amy's idea, which I actually really like, because again, we're a small business. We need to make smart business decisions. And we've come up with this way that we can look after us and look after the customer even more than we have done in the past. So what it is it's going to be a new discount code with PIF, and what that stands for is paid in full. This is going to be applicable to pre-order wheels. So for example, the Blitz, the ShermanL, the F22.
Yeah. Anything we don't have in stock.
Exactly, or anything on back order. Now the first code, or the first amount, I guess you say, is anything over 5,000. If you pay in full, and if you need 7 days to pay it or transfer some money, that's okay. We're not saying it has to be paid like that very second, but we are sort of allocating.
We'll probably have to have just some cut-off times based on when we pay for the stock, and it's.
But basically what it isn't, it's not paying a deposit and paying the rest when the wheel arrives. So it's paying for the amount in full within about a week. You can get $200 off your wheel. So you can put the code in. The codes will be on the website. We'll be sending them out. But for this one, it'll be PIF 200. So if your wheel is over 5,000, PIF 200, paid in full, will bring it down. If your wheel is between 2,999 and 4,999, it'll be 150 off the wheel if you PIF, pay in full.
150.
So PIF 150 or PIF 200 will give you that amount off. These are the codes, and that's the biggest savings that you'll get. And it also secures your wheel for that shipment. So you're locked in, it's your wheel, it's on the way. We may do a PIF 50. We're still negotiating that one to decide if we can afford to actually work it into the profit margin. But if we do, it'll be on the website or on the web page as well, listing that it's available as an option. Good job, Amy.
Thank you.
Good idea.
Now the next thing I want to talk about, so that's how you save money. So make sure you pay attention to that. Now the next thing I want to talk about, and we've just been speaking about it over lunch, and it's I don't know if it's a hot topic, but it's a hot topic for us, and that's the M10.5 versus the M10.4. Now the M10.4 came out to, I would say, a fair bit of success. Like, it was a really fun little wheel. It's a little bit sketchy to ride at 25 plus.
Very compact.
Very, very compact. It's very tiny. But Begode's just announced the M10.5, and it's basically faster, a little bit bigger, same size battery, but 50S cells, 1200 high-speed motor.
Yeah, 1200.
Tubeless, like 19 kilos. It's a little bit heavier, and has a 71-kilometer free spin, which is pretty quick.
Yeah, yep.
And we've done our maths, and we've worked out I would call it a bulk order, and we're going to be able to bring it in and sell it for around 1,900, which is extremely good value. Now, the reason I'm saying we've been speaking about it is because the M10.4 and M10.4S is becoming increasingly hard to get unless you do a really big order. So
it's gotten to the point now where Begode can't offer it to us or anybody unless there's enough orders in place, I guess you could say bulk quantity, to justify a production run. This is one of the downsides of having, models superseded. And sometimes they happen more quickly than we would like. Yep. But the nice thing is that if you compare the wheels we've got today available versus what we had available, 12 months ago, or it's like night and day. There's such they're so improved, both performance, function, compared to what they were. But the downside is that it does mean that just as we're sort of getting into a model and you realize you want one, along comes the next version of it. So I don't know if we're going to be able to fulfill future M10.4 orders. They'll still support parts, but it might be that M10.5 becomes, where they're putting the stock.
And I mean, unless you're buying the M10.4 because it perfectly fits into something, the little carry-on suitcase that you've got.
That's right. It's like it's an inch bigger.
For the extra $100 or whatever it is,
you get the 50S cells versus
it's not just that. It's such a
you're getting a trolley handle.
You get a trolley handle. It's a faster wheel. You get in. It's just a bigger motor.
You're getting,
it makes sense.
Yeah, you're getting a bunch of extra little features. The Bluetooth music and LED lights are nice on it. But
does M10.5 have speakers and lights?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, wow. There you go.
I just made the webpage for it earlier. So
I think I knew it had lights, but I didn't know it had speakers.
Yeah, so it's got you know, your circular headlight but you've also got contour lights, LED lights that run around.
Yeah,
and you've
cool.
also got the
It's
matrix
like
tail light, and you've got a Bluetooth speaker.
So I guess if you do go on the website and you're looking at M10.4 and it's shown as out of stock, don't hold your breath. It won't be back in for a long time. It will be the M10.5. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about new wheels, because this is going to take up a little bit. Hopefully not too much. Let's start at the top. The LeaperKim Sherman L got released a couple of weeks ago.
ShermanL.
We hinted at it. We couldn't say too much in the last wheel talk.
Yeah, we knew there was another Sherman S upgrade coming, but we didn't know it was basically going to be
a bigger battery length.
That's right. It's like taking the best of the Lynx and the Sherman and sort of just even one-upping that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those who enjoy the range, which they were a little bit unsure of whether they have enough to support their longer distance rides with the Lynx, well then the ShermanL will be the solution for that.
Yeah.
Because it does have a significant increase in battery capacity while still offering many of the nice aspects of the Lynx.
Yep. No, it's going to be amazing. They're using the 50S cells, 4,000 watt hour, 151 volt battery.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean,
that's a bigger battery than the original Sherman S.
Yeah.
But now at the higher voltage.
Exactly. But there's a reason why it's expensive.
Yeah.
You know, we're not gonna pussyfoot around and say it's cheap.
Interestingly about the price.
Well, so this was
it might
pointed
be
out.
the most expensive currently, but per watt hour,
based on our price, which I still think we might be too cheap.
We might have our price slightly low, but based on the watt hour, the cost per watt hour, it's actually the cheapest wheel.
Yeah.
Out of all of them substantially.
Yeah, and I said it's the whole. Well, the more you buy, the cheaper it gets, right? But I don't know if that works for watt hours. It's not apples.
But yeah, so basically, this is better value than the Lynx. Better value than nearly every other wheel at the front. I think it was on the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So
it's still progressive, fast A suspension.
The best of the Lynx.
It really is.
You're not going to be jumping this wheel you're not buying it to be a jumper.
Oh, that's why I was buying it.
Yeah. Well, you can do what you want.
Not a jumper.
For everybody else, common sense will indicate that you're actually looking for a wheel to cruise, to cruise everywhere with. So
now this wheel,
ShermanL will be that, I think.
And we've already starting in pre-orders for this wheel. This wheel is applicable for PIF 200, so PIF 200. This one is applicable for that $200
that makes it
off.
Makes it even better value.
Exactly. So, I'll let you talk about this one because I haven't really done too much research on this one, but I know you do. The KingSong F22.
The F22.
It looks so good.
It does look good. It actually looks heaps better than the original.
Yeah, the weird
prototype
product blue and
rendered. Yeah. It looks legit, and we still don't know the recommended retail price. But we do have an estimate that it will be...
It's going to be, again, pretty expensive. Like, it's a big motor, it's a big battery, it's got the four suspension chambers.
Yeah. I actually think this might come out to be cheaper than the equivalent sort of Lynx.
Yeah, I know.
So the F22 spec-wise is 5,000 watt rated motor, 10,000 watt peak, with 2,738 watt hours, so we could round up or down, but around that 2,700 to 2,800.
Let's round up. Sounds better.
KingSong often does.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're basically their version of a Lynx.
Yeah, and it's a big boy wheel. It can hold a 140 kilo rider, which is great because quite often that number is like 20 kilos lighter, and we do have bigger riders in our community. So it'd be nice to know this one is capable of looking after them.
For sure.
All right, next one, and this has got a lot of people very happy and interested. The Begode Blitz.
We've known the name Begode Blitz for a while.
Yep.
At one point, it was associated with Law's name and others.
He put that rumor to rest.
That was. So yeah, this one's been in the development pipeline for a little while, and its sole purpose is to be the ultimate race wheel. It is, when you look at its specs, it is basically a it's to replace a Master effectively, the Race Master,
right.
the 50S Race Master.
But it's almost 8 kilos lighter.
Yeah, so right. where it really, I think, and this is going to be a much more expensive wheel compared to the Master. And the reason being is to do with the change in the alloys. They even said titanium alloy and magnesium alloy increase the cost of this unit. But what you're getting with this wheel is a nimble, lightweight, high power to weight ratio, optimal for, with an adjustable suspension that can be, can either decrease your center of gravity when racing, or you can have it, higher and more supportive of bumps and, maybe rougher riding. But
I think this is the best looking wheel they've ever made. Like
it's got a nice. Well, if you've seen the promo, they were waving around the.
Does it come with those in the box? Does it come with the lightsabers in the box?
Don't know yet.
We'll have to get some.
But yeah, it's.
Amy's shaking her head.
It's basically their ultimate race wheel.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I know Ken's excited about this wheel.
Ken, Lucas.
He appreciates the lightweight for the power, and
exactly.
While the Lynx has more than enough power for him, he does sometimes miss the lighter weight of his other wheel.
4 kilos lighter than the Lynx.
Yeah, so
I think
it makes a difference.
It does. It really does. Especially when you're racing and you're like, for example, Ken and Lucas, where they were so close, they were trading first and second place. 4 kilos can actually make a difference when you're that
even
close.
Just a combination between that adjustable sort of suspension to get you to the right. Center of gravity, but also it when it comes to racing, this sort of wheel, I think
it'll be fun. It'll be popular.
Yeah.
Right, now on to the most powerful wheel out of all the new ones. Now my mouse is just frozen. Now onto the big boy, the one that everyone's going to be wanting to buy. It's like, what was it, like 10,000 watt motor, 5,000 watt hour battery.
Look at it.
It looks like it's going 100 miles an hour standing still. The InMotion E20 has been announced. It's been released. We've got one here. We've been playing on it. Now, it's not a unicycle, obviously. It's got 2 wheels. We understand that. It has 1 motor, so maybe it's a bicycle. Yeah, it doesn't have a handlebar and a bell. Now, as I said, like I said in the intro, the purists, the people who've been doing this for a long time, are probably going to hate this wheel. I would challenge them to actually ride one and spend like 3 minutes and have fun. We had a customer come in today, Dennis. I know he watches this. Hello, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis.
Dennis jumped on it, and 30 seconds, he almost fell off, and he was sweating, and he didn't like it. And then he hopped back on it, and he was like, actually, I love this thing.
Within a couple of minutes.
Within 2 minutes. And he's a really good rider. He's an experienced rider. He rides a T4. He's just bought himself a Lynx. He's had a 16X. But it's such a different ride. If you know how to ride, it's a different ride. You got to get used to popping that wheel up onto one.
But it is pretty intuitive.
But it isn't. Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Much, no. Even for a rider that is used to one wheel, it doesn't take too much to get.
No, but it's just that first turn when you're like, and you there
you've got 2 wheels. It's like if you're weaving like this,
it's really
you can keep both wheels on the ground at once. But when you want to do a U-turn or a sharp turn, you basically just tilt like a couple of millimeters.
I'll put some footage on the screen.
Off, and then it turns on the time. So
exactly. So massive top speed of 20k an hour.
Riders out there that are you'd have to be a little bit skilled to learn to ride an EUC initially. Everyone can do it.
Yeah, everyone can.
But some people pick it up quicker than others.
Yeah.
And then once you have learnt to ride, there's a pretty wide scope for developing skills as to how good a rider you can be.
Yeah.
And then if you become a great rider, then you're probably going to look down on the E20 thinking, it's a 2-wheeled unicycle. It's just a... But from our point of view...
Exactly, what I was about to say.
We really, trying to grow the community, trying to make it easy for people to enjoy the experience of freedom and everything with unicycles, then this is a tool that allows people to learn and to enjoy that sensation of riding an electric unicycle.
It's an extra tool in our toolbox to get people to understand. Like, I've seen a few people hop on a S16 or a 16S or 18XL, and they get it really quickly, and off they go down the car park, and they go, how do I stop? Because we've told them, but they haven't been listening because they've been so excited. Whereas this is like one of those things where you can put them on the E20 first and say, right, hop on, you don't have to go anywhere, just go forward. They're not going to fall off, and they can just learn the body movements of slowing down. I have already become a better backwards rider because of this. Like
I've noticed.
I'm a terrible backwards rider. I can't do it. I can only do it on the M10-4 and a little bit on the 14D. I've been sort of, whenever I hop on this, I've been challenging myself to ride around the shop backwards, around the warehouse backwards. And the other day, without even thinking, I just started doing it on the 18XL. So having that as a tool in our toolkit will really help us promote the sport, get more people interested in it, and it's a smaller hurdle to get into the sport.
That's it.
So we've got them in. We will have them in stock soon.
They're not quite as versatile as a I don't know, a mid-range uni. They are a lot easier to, like, with the stability.
Yeah.
To just learn the basics.
But I reckon we'll see these around. I reckon we'll start to see these in camping grounds and going through the city. Like, this will become quite a easy way to get to work. You know, especially because it'll do 18 to 20k an hour. That's saying 30 max range. I know Fordham back did a range test. I think he got 18. He's around 90 kilos. But he was still on max speed the whole time. 450 watt motor, 240 watt hour battery.
I think it's exciting to be able to get people over that hurdle, because we can't, like, without spending a few hours with someone, we don't know for sure whether we can just get them going.
Yep.
Now with that, you can just 5-10 minutes and they can actually go. So that's really exciting for us, because
speakers,
we can see
headlight, side LEDs,
everything.
Yeah, it's just fun.
It's got pedal sensitivity adjustments, everything within the InMotion app, like you would expect from other InMotion wheels. So
yeah, I think Dennis said like, after I showed him, he was like, "Oh, it's actually legit," and I was like, "Yeah, it's a proper wheel. Like, it's not just like a..."
Yeah, but the price.
Yeah. Well, how much are they? Like 600 or 620?
$649 retail price, but with our
Australian
E6 E20.
We'll put the code on the screen.
E20 save. Okay, I don't know what the coupon is.
Whatever the coupon code is, I'll put it on the screen right now, and it'll be in the description below.
But I know that it saves $60
off.
So it actually brings it down to like 580 something or whatever.
It's a cheap wheel.
It's great. Like in that E20 save.
All right. That is, I think we ended there before the camera goes flat. We're on a different camera today, and I don't know how good the battery is. A couple of shop updates. Shop is up and running. The doors are open. On the windy days, it'll be shut. Come on in. Just walk in. The door will be unlocked.
We'll get an open sign at some point.
I've ordered an open sign. Come on in. Come visit us. You won't. We're dying to see people come in and check out the place. Service is up and running. We're taking jobs. We have no backlog at the moment. So if you've got any warranty or you want any wheels or tires, reach out. We can book you in. We can give you a quote. And all the signs. This is the most exciting thing for us.
Oh, yeah.
Big signs are going up outside in about a week's time. So we'll have a massive big 6x2 meter sign on the top of the building. Is it? Yeah. Okay. And a big one out the front as well. So when you pull in, you'll see the signs. We're getting all the parking lot signs done. It's really exciting.
But we're ramping up to, once we've got all our stock sorted and parts and everything else, we're ramping up to open up on Saturdays for a period of time, like at least half the day, so that we can start scheduling in regular
learn to rides
and also have people come in to be able to check out stuff,
pick up wheels, drop off service jobs. Yeah, because we know some people can't make it on weekdays. So once we've got that capability, I think it'll make some people a lot much happier. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Anything else from you? I'll turn the microphone around. Anything from you, Amy?
Just keeping nice on the phone.
Keep being nice. So Amy's having a great time answering the phone, and she's meeting all of our regulars, which is nice. I've got nothing else, so thank you so much for watching. I'll put all the links from the videos I shared at the beginning down below, from Michael's saddle and the racing in Spain. I'll put all the discount codes down below with links to the wheels we've got on our website so far. We're still waiting for the price of the F22, as we mentioned, but the Blitz will be on there by the time this video goes live. The ShermanL is on there right now. All right, good. All right, let's end there. Don't forget, ride safe, wear a helmet.
See you soon.
See you soon.